What if I told you that the moment Captain America returned the Infinity Stones in Avengers Endgame wasn't as clean-cut as we thought? What if that mission, meant to save the timeline, actually set the stage for the MCU's darkest chapter yet? Picture this: Steve Rogers, the ultimate symbol of trust and honor, hands over the Infinity Stones to Dr. Doom, disguised as Tony Stark. Yeah, you heard that right. Doom, the master manipulator, pulling off the ultimate heist right under Cap's nose. And what if this single moment is the spark that ignites Avengers Doomsday? Today we're diving deep into a fan theory that could rewrite everything we know about the MCU's past, present, and future. We're talking multiversal deception, a villain smarter than Thanos, and a betrayal so shocking it could make Steve Rogers himself question his legacy. So grab your vibranium shield because we're about to unravel a conspiracy that might just break the multiverse. Let's do this. Let's set the stage. It's the end of Avengers Endgame. The Avengers have defeated Thanos, but at a cost. Tony Stark is gone, and Steve Rogers is given one last mission: return the Infinity Stones to their original timelines. The Space Stone, Mind Stone, Time Stone, Reality Stone, Power Stone, and Soul Stone all need to go back to the exact moments they were taken to prevent reality from fracturing into chaotic branches. On paper, it's simple. Steve grabs the stones, hops into the quantum realm, and makes a few quick stops across time. He's Captain America. He's done tougher jobs before breakfast. But here's where the cracks start to form. This mission is solo. No backup. No Avengers. Just Steve, a suitcase full of cosmic power, and a time machine. He's alone, carrying the weight of the universe, and maybe, just maybe, that makes him vulnerable in a way we've never seen before. What if, somewhere in this cosmic errand, something went wrong? Not because Steve messed up, but because someone else was waiting for him. Someone who knew exactly what he was carrying, and exactly how to take it. Imagine Steve Rogers, mid-mission, stepping out of a time portal into one of the timelines he needs to fix. Maybe it's 2012 New York, where he's returning the Space Stone. Or 1970 New Jersey, where he's slipping the Tesseract back into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s hands. He's focused, determined, but then he sees something that stops him dead in his tracks. Standing there in front of him is Tony Stark, Tony, his friend, his brother in arms, the man who just sacrificed everything to save the universe. Steve's heart skips a beat. This can't be right, Tony's dead. He saw it happen. But this Tony looks real. He sounds real. He even has that signature Stark smirk, the one that says, "I've got this figured out." He knows things only Tony would know, details about the time heist, the snap, even that final moment when Tony wielded the gauntlet. Steve's confused, but he's also grieving. Seeing Tony again, even if it doesn't make sense, feels like a miracle. So when this Tony offers to help him navigate the tricky business of returning the stones, Steve doesn't push back too hard. Why would he? It's Tony. But here's the gut punch. It's not Tony at all. It's Watch Victor Von Doom, the MCU's most cunning villain, using a combination of advanced tech and dark sorcery to disguise himself as Iron Man. And he's not here to help. He's here to steal the most powerful objects in existence. Let's talk about Dr. Doom for a second. If you're not familiar, Victor Von Doom is no ordinary bad guy. He's a genius rivaling Tony Stark, a sorcerer on par with Doctor Strange, and a dictator who rules his own nation, Latveria. In the comics, Doom is obsessed with absolute power not just to rule, but to reshape reality itself. The Infinity Stones? They're basically Doom's dream come true. With them, he could rewrite the laws of physics, control time, bend minds, and dominate every corner of the multiverse. But Doom isn't reckless like Thanos. He doesn't show up with an army and a loud speech about balance. He's a chess player, always 10 moves ahead. If he wants the Infinity Stones, he's not going to fight the Avengers for them. He's going to trick them. And who better to impersonate than Tony Stark, the one person Steve Rogers trusts implicitly? Think about it. Steve's at his most vulnerable during this mission. He's alone, wrestling with the loss of his team, and carrying the weight of cosmic responsibility. Doom, with his knack for exploiting weaknesses, sees this as the perfect opportunity. By posing as Tony, he doesn't just get access to the stones, he gets Steve to hand them over willingly. It's a con so brilliant it could only come from the mind of Victor Von Doom. Doom doesn't just stand there looking like Tony and hope for the best, he's active. He plays the part to perfection, dropping just enough Starkisms to keep Steve off guard, maybe a quip about Steve's old-fashioned haircut or a sarcastic comment about time travel. But more than that, he helps. Using his own knowledge of the multiverse gained through years of studying magic and science, Doom guides Steve to the exact moments and places the stones need to be returned. He might even solve a problem or two, like figuring out how to slip the reality stone back into Asgard without alerting Thor. Steve, grateful for the assist, starts to let his guard down. He opens up, sharing details about the time heist, the Avengers' strategy, and the stones themselves. To Steve, it feels like a reunion. To Doom, it's an intelligence goldmine. Every word Steve says is another piece of the puzzle, giving Doom the full picture of how the stones work, where they've been, and how to control them. And all the while, Doom is positioning himself to be there at every drop-off point, ready to make his move. Here's where the theory gets chilling. Steve, believing he's doing the right thing, returns each stone to its proper timeline. The Space Stone goes back to 1970, the Mind Stone to 2012, the Time Stone to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and so on. He thinks he's closing the loop, preserving the sacred timeline, but what he doesn't know is that Doom is one step ahead. Using his sorcery and tech, Doom intercepts the stones before they fully reintegrate into their timelines. Maybe he swaps them with fakes, or uses a spell to divert their energy into a device of his own making. Whatever the method, the result is the same. Steve leaves each timeline thinking the job is done, while Doom quietly collects the real Infinity Stones. By the time Steve finishes his mission and returns to the main timeline, where he hands off the shield to Sam Wilson and chooses to live out his days in the past, Doom has what he came for. All 6 Infinity Stones in his possession, no one the wiser. Now picture this, Doom, armed with the Infinity Stones, crafts something even deadlier than Thanos' gauntlet. Maybe it's a suit of armor infused with the stone's power, combining his technological genius with their cosmic might. Or maybe he forges a new artifact, something uniquely Doom that lets him wield their energy with surgical precision. Whatever form it takes, he's unstoppable. And then he strikes. No warning. No monologue. Just a sudden, devastating attack on the Avengers. This isn't a slow-burn villain arc, this is Avengers Doomsday, a full-scale multiversal crisis triggered by one man's betrayal. The Avengers, already scattered and rebuilding after Endgame, are caught completely off guard. And because no one knew Steve was deceived, there was no time to prepare. You might be thinking, wouldn't someone notice? The TVA, Doctor Strange, maybe even the Watcher from What If? Surely someone would catch Doom stealing the Infinity Stones, right? Not necessarily. Let's break it down. In Loki, we saw that the TVA doesn't treat Infinity Stones as a big deal. They've got them stashed in desk drawers like paperweights. So it's possible that Doom, with his mastery of magic and multiversal tech, could conceal his actions from their radar. A cloaking spell here, a timeline divergence there, and he's practically invisible. Plus, the TVA isn't exactly in top form after Loki Season 2. With the Timekeepers gone and the multiverse unraveling, their oversight is shaky at best. Add to that Doom's cunning. He's not just grabbing the stones and waving them around. He's subtle, calculated, ensuring every move is hidden until it's too late. As for other cosmic players like Strange or the Watcher, they might not be looking in the right place. Strange is busy with his own multiversal messes, and the Watcher, well, he's more observer than intervener. Doom's plan is so precise, so perfectly executed, that it slips through the cracks of the multiverse's defenses. If this theory is true, it changes everything about the MCU's trajectory. Let's map out the implications. First, the Fantastic Four's introduction in Phase 5 or 6 wouldn't just be about meeting Reed Richards and Sue Storm. It would be about them confronting their greatest enemy, Dr. Doom, who's already light years ahead of them. Imagine the shock when they realize Doom isn't just a Latverian dictator, he's a multiversal threat with the Infinity Stones. Second, Kang the Conqueror, who's been hyped as the Multiverse Saga's big bad, might not be the ultimate villain after all. What if Doom is the true puppet master, manipulating events from behind the scenes? Kang's variants could be pawns in Doom's larger game, or even reluctant allies forced to team up against him. Third, Secret Wars, the rumored culmination of the Multiverse Saga, takes on a whole new meaning. It's not just a clash of heroes from different realities. It's a desperate fight to undo the chaos Doom unleashed. The multiverse isn't collapsing because of Sylvie's choice in Loki or Kang's conquest. It's collapsing because Doctor Doom rewrote the rules of reality itself. There's a heartbreaking layer to this theory that makes it even more compelling. Steve Rogers is the MCU's moral compass. He's the guy who always does the right thing no matter the cost. His final mission was supposed to be his victory lap, a chance to tie up the Infinity Saga with a bow and ride off into the sunset. Instead, he becomes the unwitting architect of the multiverse's downfall. Not because he was careless or weak, but because he was human. He trusted someone he loved. He believed in the best of people, even when the evidence didn't add up. And Doom, the ultimate predator, exploited that trust to catastrophic ends. This twist adds a Shakespearean weight to Steve's story. The man who carried the Avengers through their darkest hours accidentally hands their greatest enemy the keys to the universe. It's not his fault, but it's a consequence he'll have to live with if he ever learns the truth. So where does this theory take us? Let's throw out some bold predictions for what could happen if Doctor Doom pulls off this heist. Prediction 1. Doom debuts in the MCU as Tony Stark. Imagine the gasps in theaters when Robert Downey Jr.'s face appears only for it to be revealed as Doom in disguise. It would be a meta masterstroke, using RDJ's iconic role to amplify the shock of the betrayal. Prediction 2. Steve Rogers returns, not as a fighter, but as a man haunted by his mistake. Maybe he's pulled back into the present by the new Avengers, who need his insight to stop Doom. The emotional weight of Steve confronting his role in this crisis would be gut-wrenching. Prediction 3. The new Avengers. Sam Wilson, Shang-Chi, Kamala Khan, and others face a threat unlike any before. Doom isn't just powerful, he's personal. His deception cuts deep, forcing the team to question who they can trust in a multiverse where anyone could be an imposter. Prediction 4. Loki and Kang, two of the multiverse's biggest players, might end up as uneasy allies against Doom. Loki's trickster instincts could sense Doom's deception, while Kang's obsession with control puts him at odds with Doom's ambitions. A three-way villain showdown? Sign us up. Prediction 5. The final battle of the multiverse saga isn't against Kang or some abstract multiversal force. It's against Infinity Doom, a villain who combines the stone's power with his own unmatched intellect and sorcery. Picture a Secret Wars climax where Doom stands atop a shattered multiverse, daring the Avengers to take him down. We've just unpacked a theory that could turn the MCU upside down, but it leaves us with some massive questions. What if the multiverse's chaos isn't an accident but a sabotage orchestrated by Doctor Doom? What if Doom already won and the Avengers are just playing catch-up? And most hauntingly, what if Captain America, the heart of the MCU, triggered the greatest threat they've ever faced? All because he trusted the wrong man? This is where you come in, Marvel fans. Do you think this theory could be true? Is Doctor Doom already lurking in the shadows, ready to unleash Avengers Doomsday? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear every wild idea, every counter theory, every gasp-worthy prediction. If you love this deep dive, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next MCU breakdown. We're already working on a video exploring how Doom could outmaneuver Kang as the multiverse saga's true villain, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Until then, stay curious, stay theorizing, and as always, stay strange, Marvel fans.